God shall solve issues.
Amen.
Issues of your life shall be solved.
Amen.
Your God shall solve it.
Amen.
Your God shall solve it.
Amen.
God shall solve issues.
Amen.
Issues of infertility.
Amen.
May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of barrenness.
Amen.
May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of remaining in your father's compound
Amen.
while you are a girl. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of non-marital status. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of being single. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of being unemployed. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of being stagnated. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of being demoted. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of sickness. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of constant failure. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of series of miscarriage. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of enmity. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of oppression. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of opposition. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
Issues of suppression. May God solve that issue.
Amen.
May God solve that issue.
Amen.
God shall solve your issue.
Amen.
Issues of poverty. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of setback in your business. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of backwardness. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of suffering. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of hardship. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of hunger. May God solve it.
Amen.
Issues of confusion. May God solve it.
Amen.
Wherever you are, at a crossroad, may God solve it.
Amen.
Whatever that seems impossible, may God solve it.
Amen.
Complicated issue, God shall solve it.
Amen.
I say God shall solve it.
Amen.
Sister, may God solve your issue.
Amen.
Brother, may God solve your issue.
Amen.
God shall disentangle you
Amen.
from every entanglement. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from demonic entanglement.
Amen.
May God disentangle you
Amen.
from wicked entanglement.
Amen.
May God disentangle you
Amen.
from spiritual entanglement.
Amen.
May God disentangle you
Amen.
from complicated entanglement.
Amen.
God shall disentangle you.
Amen.
May my God disentangle you.
Amen.
May my God disentangle you.
Amen.
Chineke tọpụrụ gị ibu a. Chineke tọpụrụ gị ibu a.
Amen.
Chineke tọpụrụ gị ibu a.
Amen.
Chineke tọpụrụ gị agbụ a. Chineke tọpụrụ gị ibu a.
Amen.
May God disentangle you
Amen.
from complicated issue. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from heartbreaks. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from soil relationship. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from failed marriage. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from failed contract. May God disentangle you
Amen.
from disagreement. God shall disentangle you.
Amen.
God shall disentangle you.
Amen.
God shall disentangle you.